welcome to our home.
Our home.
Post-quarantine. We're actually, I should say, in the middle of quarantine.
Right. How many days are we now? 7?
6 or 7 days, I think, quarantine. So we are in the thick of it all, as we imagine many of you are as well. So we kind of wanted to talk a little bit, like take a quick break and talk about what's working so far and what's going to be a work in progress, perhaps, for this coming week.
We're not giving up. It's just we need to work on this.
Yes. And we know a lot of you are also, or most people are quarantined in some way right now. So we wanted to kind of talk about the fact that this kind of hit everybody, obviously, out of nowhere. Who could possibly be prepared for something like this? And, you know, as we just literally jumped in and suddenly we were all 5 of us stuck home. Pam was working from home.
Yes, I am.
And then the girls obviously were all, you know, homeschooling and stuff. So we literally just did not have much time to prepare. And I'd say, like, we moved over the summer. I'd say we've done a better job in keeping the house pretty clean and neat at most times.
Generally.
But this week, what would you say?
It's been a little bit more challenging. You know what? I thought that when we were all home, that we would have more time to kind of like work on the house, I guess you could say, but that's not true. Generally, I'd like to say, you know, we're starting here in the kitchen, and I think that we've done like a fairly good job at keeping the kitchen, like doing a kitchen cleanup every day at the end of the day, wiping everything down, disinfecting, so that we're prepared for the next day at breakfast. So the kitchen doesn't generally look like this, but right now it's bad. It says 2 days worth of, like, we just didn't.
That's only like 2 days.
This is 2 days, because we did, up until I'd say Friday, we were doing our own.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what's interesting? I think we did like a full dishwasher run, like every night. We had enough dishes because there's been like 5 meals a day if you count breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then the kids like their morning and afternoon snacks. And they're working really hard. So like they're like fuming for their snack. And if you don't give it to them, they start like so. Sorry, Jill's doing our camera behind the scenes.
Would you agree, Jill?
Yeah.
Did Dad do a pretty good job? Can I film you or not? Oh, she's got a...
No, she's got a...
towel on red.
One thing we finished this week for our special St. Patrick's Day treat.
Yes, the show is not sponsored by Lucky Charms, but St. Patrick's Day, it was a must to have. This. We don't usually buy this kind of, you know, sugary cereal, but once a year, it's Lucky Charms.
Should we show the Leprechaun Trap while we're showing the Lucky Charms?
Oh, and also we have a little bit of Irish soda bread. So this was a miracle that we found this because it was really hard to find anything. Of course, we are now quarantined, not grocery shopping anymore. But the day I was at the store, literally they said that they would order 200 corned beefs and only 20 came in because of all the craziness. While I was at the store, the corned beef truck arrived.
That was exciting. We got to have almost a normal St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, we actually had corned beef. It was like really fun. So there's like, it's the little things right now in life that are becoming really, I guess, you know, like
more
important and appreciative and stuff. So it's these little things that are becoming, you know, really fun. So anyway, so the kids have been working on a Leprechaun Trap. Now, they didn't quite finish it yet, so it's kind of a work in progress. Now, I know St. Patrick's Day is long gone, but...
Yes, but the leprechaun keeps returning faithfully every night to let us know that we're falling down on the job of creating his home.
And he's been leaving notes for us. So but first, let's talk about... All right, so this room right here is like where the entire operation's been going on for creating a Leprechaun Trap. And we're assuming he's going to keep coming back as long as the girls leave something for him. So that is why the project continues. But yes, come on over. So this is the Leprechaun Trap. Hey, Molly, do you want to explain the Leprechaun Trap? So we have, again, we had each of the window here. We had our Irish flag. We had some what are those called, Jill?
Shamrocks.
Shamrocks. She previously called them
or green plants.
Green plants. Molly, would you like to explain what your Leprechaun Trap is going to be and what you're using to...
Jillian made it.
Jillian made it? I thought you were helping too.
No, they're helping.
But let's see what's going to be in here, Molly. What is this part?
Remember, it's No Screen Sunday, Mom.
Oh, right. What is this going to be right here?
The bed.
The leprechaun's bed. I like that there's also a bathroom in here.
I think the bathroom fell down. We need to redo.
Oh wait, is this
Oh, and
this his
the
toilet?
sink.
Oh, his sink. Oh my gosh, look, he's got a little sink.
Sink.
Don't confuse it with the toilet.
Okay, I'll put the sink in there.
You don't want to poop in your sink.
Ah, and there's some leprechaun coins. I think they're like
I
supposed
think
to
they're
attract
to
them,
lure
right?
the leprechaun.
They're to
To
attract
lure.
leprechaun. We're hoping that he'll leave more. And then this is hopefully how he'll get in.
Alright, his little ladder. Yeah, so
So hopefully we'll finish this today.
mm-hmm.
And then he'll really come.
And yeah, so this is obviously a work in progress, but you know, we just didn't get around to like cleaning up this week.
Right.
Just kind of everything is like a time capsule. Whatever everything
There's
was.
a few projects that were started, like sock sorting, the ever important task of matching every sock. And this is all the ones that still have yet to be matched.
Mm-hmm.
Have my doubts on whether those matches still
Will ever
exist.
happen.
This is
So we all one thing we realized seems to have worked well for us is that we all spread out throughout the house instead of like the kids all working in one spot. We realized we all need to be separate.
yeah, and that worked out well. This was Caitlin's workstation in the dining room.
Mm-hmm.
She had her computer set up here and then all of her stuff around, so she got that spot to herself.
Yeah, she did really good. This is where we've kind of all hang out when we're just kind of need a little break. The sunroom here. Again, we had church out here this morning. Couldn't obviously go to church, but we live streamed our church.
We hooked up my computer to the TV, and thank you for the suggestion, Leah. And we watched the live feed from our church on the screen. It did kind of, our Wi-Fi cut out, so we ended up watching a little bit on our phone as well, but
It was a nice
it
little
worked
setup.
out generally well.
Of course, the bird, of course, who's being nice and quiet now. The second the like church came on, she was going crazy and squawking and screeching and stuff. So we let her out, and she came over here and she pooped all over the chair during the service. But you know what? It's okay. We got through it. So that was good.
So yeah, this room leaves a little bit to be desired.
So what we're also showing you guys is we want you to hold us accountable. So this week, we're going to try to do a much better job. So maybe next weekend, we'll give you a little tour of how the house looks after week number 2 of this quarantine thing.
Yes,
Is that a good idea?
AKA right before the broadcast, we'll clean it up really fast for an hour.
Exactly. Hey, whatever works. All right, come this way. We did. I'd say we kept the
table and kitchen area fairly good.
pretty clean. I know there's a couple little things here, but we kept it pretty clean during the week so that we could like have like a place to go and eat together during all our break times and everything. So it all actually worked out pretty good.
You see in there?
The number's still up ticking, Jill. It's rolling. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we have some food stashed for our quarantine here. This is actually quite.
We always keep our mayonnaise in the fridge.
Yes.
You know.
We bought some extra stuff in case we're home for quite a while. We're gonna make some chili and all kinds of good stuff. So, all right. Do you want to show downstairs?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Come on down. So, family room. Here, you can take a little
Yeah.
look again, and it's
It's
absolutely
not terrible.
horrible.
We basically blankets from when we're watching movies at night.
Yeah, we did. We
It's
did
not
have a good few
Too
movies.
bad.
Yeah, bedtimes were a little
Yeah.
this week.
Molly put
bedtimes.
herself to bed last night because she was.
Right. She's like, I need to go to bed. Oh, so if you turn around here, and this way, you can see what the leprechaun has been leaving for us on the board behind you. So the leprechaun started here, I believe, right here with the sign that said, let me try to get in character here. We little girls, where is me trap or bed? Ye didn't even try. And yes, and ye, and ye's expected gold? I'll be back tonight. And so apparently he left his silhouette here, which the kids then added some stuff too. And then the next day went on, and there was nothing for the leprechaun. So then the next day, he came back here and he left a note on the floor, which, well, because it was
Been
on the floor, you
demolished.
can't actually really see it at all. But look here, look really close. Can you zoom in? Like, just bring the camera closer. These are actually leprechaun footprints. If you can see really carefully here, you can actually see that it's like Play-Doh, but he stepped in it, so it's actually like a leprechaun footprint, which Molly seems to think that she found the doll. In fact, here it is. So she ran downstairs and said, "Dad, these boots on this doll are an exact match." I said, "What, Molly? What are you talking about?" And she showed me that if you match it up, there's like an exact match here of the boot. So I don't know. I mean, maybe this doll, which happened to be like way downstairs,
Maybe the leprechaun's using the doll.
or maybe they just go to the same shoe store. I mean, it's not like they can't shop in the same place.
They use high heel boots just
Yeah,
like the dolls.
just like the leprechaun, right? So anyway, now over here, this was Jillian's workstation. And yeah, our water delivery just came. We haven't put it away. But Jillian, how is your workstation going down here?
I organize my periods from science,
I can't hear.
English, math, art, and social studies and English.
Oh, okay.
That was 2 Englishes.
Oh.
Now,
Spanish.
Spanish. There you go.
so she had this whole table down here. Now, if you're owed Girl Scout cookies from one of our kids, they're here. And in quarantine, we have tried not to eat them. We've ate very few of all of your Girl Scout cookies, right, Pam?
Yes, but
We
if
actually
you,
have our own
yeah,
stash.
if you would like any Thin Mints once this all ends, please, we have extra. So
We have our own private stash, Mom and Dad,
we have extra Thin Mints, Tagalongs, and Samoas, just so you know.
just in case. So we have halted deliveries because of the quarantine, but that will resume. And if we run out of food, I'm sorry, but we may eat your cookies. Is that true?
No, we would never do that.
What? If we run out of food, you're not going to eat? Girl
Oh,
Scout
well, I
cookies?
guess so.
I'm going to first. Shall we show Molly's workstation?
Yes, one more workstation. Well, besides mine, I guess.
Oh yeah. Watch your step. These steps are not up to code. So in our big move, there are a couple places that haven't gotten unpacked yet. One of which was the
Well,
office. Is this
Actually,
unpacked stuff?
Denise can speak to this because
Oh,
she
sorry.
loaned us all of
What
this
is all
stuff
this
to
I actually
decorate
don't
our
even
house.
recognize. This is what it
Decorations
is?
for
Yes.
after we clean the house.
Yes.
Oh, I was wondering what all this stuff was.
Hashtag thanks, Denise.
Look at
So
that.
right now it's in Molly's schoolroom, but we're going to.
Oh,
get
here's
it
something.
put up.
Now, how many of you guys recognize this?
Da-na-na-da.
Regis and Kathy Lee. So those of you who don't know, I interned on the show when I was in college. And so back in the day, I was with Regis, and he became like a buddy to me and like a mentor over the years. So I still keep in touch with him here and there. And I don't know how I ended up with this, but I did, and it's still here. I think we should put it on the wall because
Definitely, we'll hang
this
that
looks
up.
very 80s, and the 80s are coming back. So shout out to Regis and Kathy Lee. God bless you
And
guys.
the 80s.
And the 80s. We miss all of you equally. But this is where Molly's station was. And
So you had to move your station.
Yeah. So you're.
And oh, by the way, this is a one of Molly's books that she read this week was a book that Pam wrote.
Oh.
I wrote this when I was in 2nd grade, which.
And then Dad made the magic crystal.
And I can't find my book.
Oh.
I'll have to ask Molly if she knows where that.
Maybe you put it back.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll ask Molly. I think she was reading it. Anyway, why don't you take her to the office?
Yeah.
I'll ask
So
Molly.
one more.
So this is where Dad moved his workspace.
Right. This was so that he could be close to Molly while she's working because she needs the most help. Jill and Kate are pretty self-sufficient with their school, but Molly needed a little extra incentives to keep going. So occasionally he would, get her on one of her websites or help her with a math problem or something. So he was right next door and could do that. So this is where he set up and did his stuff.
So it was nice and close in case she needed me. And yeah, this room has been nice. It's been like an extra little space. And I had to do some conference calls so I could actually shut the door. Again, work in progress. Oh, Molly just found the book by unknown author, Brian Wheelock, called The Magic Crystal. And I wrote this book when I think I was in, it's dedicated to my mom and my family. Oh, The Magic Crystal by Brian Wheelock, May
You got an A minus, by the way.
86.
So that means he was 15 when you wrote this.
No.
I'm totally kidding.
I won't read the whole thing, but one day, a boy named John was walking through the woods not far from his house when he noticed a strange rock on the ground. All I can say is the tension is building already. You can just see by the handwriting.
So beautiful.
By the way, does anybody do this anymore? Do you guys make
I don't know.
books? I have not seen a book like this anywhere. Are you going to show
I don't want to compare our handwriting, but whose handwriting do you think is better?
Isn't that like from your second grade, Mom? It's so pretty.
Wow. Didn't you say you were like
So hard to
17
judge.
when you wrote yours? I thought you were much older.
So I was 8.
And
Brian was
Dad was
11.
Mm-hmm. Right. So,
We're not trying to compare.
no, I'm not trying to compare. But what
Totally.
grade did you get on your book?
Well, I was too young to get grades when I wrote mine, but
What's that supposed to
I think I
mean?
got a check plus.
That's right. Remember the check plus you used to get?
But I thought the highest is check plus plus.
I probably got a check plus.
Well,
I can say that my
Crop.
teacher said, where did she- you can be very proud of your wonderful story, Pam. Continue to write books! Exclamation point.
and you got a sticker.
I already got a
Those bubble stickers?
A sticker?
Yeah, there's bubble stickers.
And then read your
I
name.
also got a note from my teacher. Brian, a number of spelling errors. But your story was great. Nice illustrations. And there's an A in my grade, an A
Minus.
minus. Yeah.
I don't
Minus.
see any exclamation points though. I got 2.
This is Mrs. Chesler. Is this 5th grade? I have to figure that out. I think I'm actually connected to Mrs. Chesler. What was her name? Anyway, so we counted these because we can't go to the library. Do you think that's a good idea? We can let Molly count these as books, and then when she writes them on her reading log, author Molly.
And this was actually they were pretty long books for her to read, so I think it was
They
good.
definitely count. So we're counting these as books. So.
And she pointed out when I made a spelling error in mine, so.
Ooh.
Your
Miss-
teacher didn't point that out.
Miss Pam,
Yeah.
who's a copywriter now, might I say.
I spelled
Like,
answer wrong.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, I won't say who, but I did get an email from one of the teachers. Actually, one of the teachers that wrote what to do this week did make some grammatical or spelling error in their writing. So listen, we're all in this together. We're not going to point that out. I guess I just did.
Yeah,
But we're
good
not going to
job.
point out who it was. Sorry, we're just trying to get through this difficult time. We're not going to nitpick. Like I
Yeah,
did.
right. Good job.
Do you want to show the workshop, or is that too crazy to go?
No, we don't want to see the workshop. We're not going to do that this week.
That won't be this week. Okay, so
We
behind
haven't
the
been
closed
really
door.
in there.
There's a workshop that's got a lot to be done still. So
Yeah,
that's like
we ended
where
up hiding a lot of stuff in there when we had people over, so I think.
yeah. So we'd love to hear what your plan is for this week, or weeks coming. Like, what things are you going to do?
Right.
Comment back
Do you
to
have
us.
a project?
There's a
you're going to work on?
project or something specific you're going to try to do. Let us know what your plan is. Do you want to show your workstation upstairs, or do you want to show the grass outside?
Let's show the grass.
So another project we have. Why don't you want to show?
I don't know.
You want to go upstairs?
Yeah.
It's
I
not,
think it looks pretty cool.
it's not camera ready up there.
It's best out of all of ours.
Yeah, it's pretty good, but I don't know. What do you want to show?
I guess we can go out. We can go outside first and decide.
Okay.
So one thing we're noticing right now is that all of our neighbors' yards are starting to turn green, like just starting, but our grass is like brown, and it's not.
It's better than our last house.
It is better than our last house. That yard also didn't ever turn green. Really. So we're wondering. Now we've only been here a matter of a few months, or 5 or 6 months, whatever, and the grass is already dying. So we're trying to figure out if it's something to do with us. But we haven't been here long enough to kill it. I wouldn't think.
No. I
But
mean, if it
anyway.
was just the backyard, I would blame Willow, but it's the front yard too.
Come outside, take a walk, and we're just gonna go out with our socks. So it's all good.
You can go first.
Okay.
Take a look. Alright. So, alright, so have a look outside. So now it's going to be quite bright out here, so I apologize.
And it's quite cold today, so it's only take a second.
Alright, is the picture adjusting to this light, Jill?
I think so.
You can still see us? Sometimes you have to tap on the screen. Anyway, so welcome to our backyard where it is beautiful and sunny out here. You can see the grass has some patches of green, but lots of brown as well. But let's go around to the front yard. So you can see our grass here, like just kind of brown. It just never really came back. So I don't know what is going on exactly. You come down this way. Can you come down this way a little bit? If it just like you can see in the background, like the neighbors' yards are turning a bit greener, but ours is just. All right, turn back this way. Like they're actually getting green, but you can see a lot of people are out today enjoying this weather. You turn around this way, Jill. These flowers. What are these flowers called?
Forsythia.
Forsythia. I was gonna call them hyacinth or something like that.
No.
You get those everywhere.
Yeah, we have a lot of forsythia in our backyard. Wow, a lot of people outside.
Hello.
Right. We don't necessarily want to go like all chemical-y, but we would like to do something. Maybe lime? Is that supposed to help?
Yeah, I think I do have some lime.
Yeah. And we also have bulbs to plant here.
You
Oh,
can
yeah.
start seeing some starting to come up a
Tulips.
little bit.
These are coming up, but we have more.
Did you see over here?
That's
Someone
fine.
actually coming in. So
Oh.
we're trying to keep ourselves distracted with these things because we can't really leave. Like
Yeah.
things to look at, things to do. Watch these rocks. All of us have socks. But I spotted a flower really coming out. Check these out.
Nice.
Oh.
Look at
Are those
those.
daffodils?
Daffodils are coming.
Nice.
So a real sign of spring is in there. So these are the things we gotta think about right now.
Yeah.
Like, thank God.
Think about the good things in life instead of
Yes. We're all
Coronavirus.
quarantined right now. Everybody's stuck indoors. But if you can get outside, if you can enjoy the outdoor beauty, try to get outside. Look for little signs of spring. Thank God that's like not January or February. Careful.
Careful.
There's a
Fine.
chair. Oh,
Also don't die.
our chairs all blew over in the wind.
more forsythias, whatever they're called.
Yeah,
We're
more
also
of
very
those.
thankful for our walking path down there. You can see people walking on it.
Just
And
happens to be a
kind of
park
right in
behind
our
our house.
backyard.
It's just a local little park that just butts up right up to our house. So it happens to be right there. So that's a real blessing. So that's where Molly's been
Practicing.
practicing her
Bike riding.
Yes.
Maybe
She's gotten
we'll-
very good. She was out for about 4 hours yesterday, so you can imagine that she was very hungry and ate an entire Whopper with cheese the size of her face last night.
That was our big deal. We went out. We actually went through a drive-through.
She ate as much as Dad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we all ate one, so you can tell how much we're.
Desperate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Molly mastered being home for a week or so here, and having time every day. Why don't you bring Willow out? I'll put her on our chain. We've had time to really help Molly with her bike riding. Oh, Willow, here's
Oh,
our
the
special
terrible
little
thing.
dog. Hey, Willow, say hi. Say hi. Yeah, what do you think of this? Now, Willow's very confused because we're not usually home every day, all
But she's
day
very
long.
happy with the extra walks she gets.
Yes,
She is
extra
happy.
walks, extra love. Right, Willow? Are you excited about the extra love you're getting? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we think she's gaining weight.
I think she was already like that.
Yeah, I think with all this extra love, she's also getting extra treats. Here, keep back up. We're going to put her on her chain right here. So, there you go. You want to go use the chain? So she goes on her chain to do her little business. And then we take her for real walks down in the park behind us, around the block. But we also get a lot of, where to go. She thinks she sees something over there.
She always pretends to see something like she's interested in nothing that's there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not much going on there. And then we have our Willow, no barking. We also have our trampoline behind us here. How's that been, Jill? Has that been fun?
Yeah. Keeps us entertained.
Mm-hmm. That's been good. So Willow's actually really excited because we get a lot of deer coming through the yard here, so she's been really excited about that as well.
Okay.
Anyway, so Willow likes to chase the deer, so anyway, come follow us inside here. But I'm realizing that you forgot the ouch. There's some rocks. You probably shouldn't walk around outside with your bare feet.
No, sure.
But we like this. The people from before us left this. Back door friends are best because they never used their front door. Everybody came around to the back. So I think that's kind of cool. Come on in. So let me get something. Oh, Pam, why don't you go over by Mom and she'll explain what she's doing over there. Let's see, Mom.
I'm being a baby. So this has been really nice to have.
Yeah, when you
while
don't
we-
want to turn on a real
then,
fire.
yeah, if you don't feel like making a real fire over here, then you can just quickly turn on the gas fire over here, and you can warm your hands or whatever else you want to warm. And it's 40 degrees outside, so I'm being a little bit of a baby right now, but it's warming me, which is nice.
Nice.
She's very sensitive to cold for
I
some
am
reason.
very sensitive to cold.
Yeah.
Brian thinks there's something wrong with me, and that I
She-
should get it checked out.
Is very sensitive to. Well, okay, when I go get in the car, sometimes we switch cars in the morning or whenever, each day. So I get in the car and like I start driving, I start to feel a little nauseous, and I'm like, I think I'm getting a fever, like, because it could be like 75, 80 degrees out, and I'm like, oh, there's something wrong with me. And then I realized that the last person that drove the car had left the heat on full blast, and the seat warmer, the butt warmer, turned it all the way up, even though it's like 75 degrees out. So I suddenly start feeling like
Mom was wearing hat and gloves when it was like 60 degrees outside, and I'm like, why are you doing that? And she's like, it's like freezing outside. Weren't you out there?
Right. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Alright, fine.
something.
I admit it's unusual.
Yeah, so if you have any comments of why Pam might be feeling this way, please comment. Anyway, I found this. This made it from our old house. We've never put it up anywhere. We're at the official logo, the Brian and Pam show. We gotta find a place for this. We'll put it up here for the moment. Sorry, I hate to move Jesus the cross out of the way to fit this.
Hopefully that's not
For I know the
symbolic.
plans
That's
I
not
have for you, declares the Lord. Jeremiah 29:11. It's a good one here. Just stick this there. Good enough
There
for
we
now.
go.
I think we're actually out of time. I think we actually.
Wait, did we do a full half hour?
I think we did a full half hour.
All right.
So we were actually going to use this as a cutaway segment, but you know what? I guess we like to talk. So anyway, we're wishing you well in this challenging time. Please be safe, be healthy, listen and obey what the government is telling us to do. It's really hard, but we need to stop this spread. And if anybody wants to send us any of your personal prayer requests, you want to email them to us at brianandpamshow@gmail.com, brianandpamshow@gmail.com. Or comment on this show and link. That we will be praying for people this week. So
Yes, I already got a couple of prayer requests.
you've already got a couple.
Yeah.
So please feel free to send them to us. Comment, post, whatever we see come through. We'll make sure we lift it up in prayer. So praying for all of you guys. Hang in there. God bless.
We'll get through this.
We'll get through this, and we'll keep making shows, God willing, while during this crisis. So goodbye. To contact Brian and Pam, send us an email at brianandpamshow@gmail.com.
You can also like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and watch our YouTube channel. And don't forget to subscribe.
We'd love to hear your feedback and suggestions.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.